Hi, I'm Carlee Shenkle. My project is sugar versus sugar. Which one's more dense? I started my project just with research, and I really didn't know what I wanted to do. Like most projects, I'm really confused on. But I wanted to do something I like to do, and I had many hobbies and ideas to pick from, but I chose something to do with baking and chemistry. So I started by just finding baking things that I wanted to do. Like there's lots of cookies and cupcake science projects, but I found like an idea online. It wasn't like the that same, but it was like something about frosting, and they were using like different kinds of butters and fats to make their frosting, which I got inspired by, and I chose changing the sugar and finding the density. So density is pretty much volume divided by mass equals density. So you need to find the mass and volume of each frosting. So I got to research sugar and butter and milk and all those ingredients that are found in a common buttercream. I researched multiple types of sugars. I did coconut sugar, brown sugar, white sugar, powdered sugar, and straight cane sugar. And I chose to do almost all of them besides cane sugar. And I just try to find ones that would work the best. I continued my research probably for like 3 days just to make sure I understood my topic completely and I was set on it. Then it was literally time to start my project, and that meant like buying my ingredients and making the list of it. So I made the list and I bought it. I was originally going to do all the sugars, but I started my project and it turns out that was way too much sugar. Like, it would have been like 70 batches of frosting because I wanted to do 3 trials per like batch or whatever. So it would have been like 6 frosting types or like 6 sugars, and that would have been 6 times 3, which is not that great at math. It would be 18, I think, yeah, which would be a lot. Yeah. And I just wanted to make sure it was a just quick and easy one because it takes about like 15 minutes to make frosting and like everything in general. So I just decided that I would probably just do 2 sugars, and those were coconut sugar and brown sugar. I'm pretty happy with what I chose because powdered sugar I just don't like because it gets so messy. So then I just started like buying the rest of my materials. The butter, which was the same for each batch. I had my control variables, my independent and dependent. My dependent was the density, my independent was my sugar types that I used in the frosting, and control was the same butter, the same amount of milk, the same amount of time of mixing, the same types of bowls. And I also made sure the mixers and tools I used were completely clean. I didn't want any outliers. So after I got like all that prepared, I would just put, I think it was 1 cup of sugar and then 1 stick of butter, and just blend those together, add a splash of milk, and then I would scoop it all out after like 2 minutes of mixing into a piping bag, and I would pipe it into a granulated cylinder. I actually couldn't use my granulated cylinder, so I actually changed it to a liquid measuring cup, which worked way better. And I would put the first empty liquid measuring cup on my scale I used, and mine is a fancy one, so it can actually cancel out the weight that you originally put on it. And I would pipe it, then I would pipe the frosting into it, and after I did that, I just made sure to find the canceled out weight of the frosting. So I would have the weight, then I would write that down, and then the volume I just read the side, and I found that. And I just wrote them all down for each batch I did. I did 6 batches in total for all my frostings I did. And then pretty much I just kept doing that, and then I just had to clean up. Then I had to start with the hard part. Making the data tables and charts wasn't really that hard. My school uses Google Docs, or like the Google, I don't even know what you call it, the format thing. It just has little square boxes, and then you can input your data into that. But they were all made by me. And then I had to start my board. Pretty much that was the the basics of my project. My conclusions were that my hypothesis was incorrect, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Literally, I think that's pretty much it. If you see me or you're one of my judges, or like you just want to understand this better, that's the gist of it.